The fourth is B.J. Dunham. Orlando, in their traditional purple kits, will have the kickoff. The Rhinos in the black with the white striped tops will huddle up and they'll attack from right to left. These two teams played May the 22nd. Orlando City coming away with a 2-1 win. And Rochester's own from Greece Olympia, Haji Berry, 2 goals in that game. And we were excited to see him play tonight, but not to be the case, not even listed as a sub as he was available for the MLS side on Friday.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed because I was looking forward to see him play, homegrown player playing here at home. I was kind of looking forward because I've played against him, actually coached against him, and I'm seeing him play, and I know he's a great player.
A standout out of the University of Central Florida. Was listed as a sub in that 0-0 draw in the MLS against Houston. Didn't see any time, but didn't make the trip up to his hometown tonight. As the early possession coming for Orlando City, the former Rhino Johnny Mendoza. Ribeiro plays it back central. Nitty with some space. Crossfield now to McFadden. And now Hayden. Working the near side for Cox. And it's Wall Fall to knock that one out of play. Throw in here for Hayden. 24-year-old Canadian. 1 assist on the season, has it on the near side, tries to cut around Canardo Forbes, no go. Forbes long ball looking for Asani Samuels. Samuels gets a piece of it here now. Settles top of the 18. Step over. Left-footed, doesn't get the shot away. And a save there for Ridgers, the 25-year-old.
Yeah, that was a great ball through from on the Rhino, from the Rhino half over to Asani Samuels. And made a great move. Nice little crossed over, but the shot was just not what he was expecting to hit to the goal.
So some defensive shifting today for the Rhinos. Toch, Fall, Dominic Samuel, and Ugarte playing in the back. As we mentioned, Joe Farrell, some issues with his back. Vasily Apostolopoulos still recovering from an ankle injury. So Bob Lilly shuffling the deck just a little bit here today.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like his versatility with the players that he has, because he can put players, if players are hurt or injured or just tired, can put players in different positions that you wouldn't expect them to be in, and put them in those positions, and they perform pretty well.
Good win last week for the Rhinos, a 2-1 win as they snapped Cincinnati's 11-game unbeaten run. Garzi and Dos Santos with the goals in that one. Midweek action for the Rhinos. Orlando last out on July the 2nd, a 1-1 draw with Charlotte. Michael Cox with the only goal there. He's leading the way with 6 goals and 1 assist on the season for Orlando City B. Toch. Fall. Ugarte. Good 1-2 with Turgu, but intercepted there by McFadden. Toch to Turgu. Mendoza, or I'm sorry, Forbes and Toch, a nasty collision.
Yeah, that was not a little bit of a miscommunication between Toch and Forbes there just now.
4th minute and scoreless. We'll look at the little contact there from the two teammates.
Yeah, for both of them was going to the ball. And none of them actually see each other. Again, in a situation like that, you see your teammates going for the ball. At least you make a suggestion or say something, communicate that, hey, I have the ball, or you just leave the ball for your teammate to pick up. But I guess a little bit of miscommunication between both of them.
And luckily nobody hurt on that situation there, as Grinwis will have a goal kick. We're in the 4th minute. For Adam Grinwis, his 9th appearance of the season. He's given up 8 goals. He's got a 1.00 goals against average. Slight breeze coming at him here in this first half. Orlando will have the benefit of a little wind at their back, as Ribeiro will open up to the far side for Ambrose. Ambrose looking to get it to the far side. Dominic Samuel. His first appearance in a bit here, his 13th game of the year. Starting on the outside of defense for the Rochester Rhinos. Get into the game through the USL's social media channels. Follow the USL on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for news, live game updates, and video highlights from across the league. Brought down by Samuels. You are hearing us correct. There is Asani Samuels, and the man who has the ball now, Dominic Samuel, inserted into the lineup today for Rochester. Played back to Grinwis. Headers picked up by McFadden. Or Hayden tried to play it forward. It's wall fall to Canardo Forbes. Forbes 2 goals, 1 assist on the season. Toch. Dominic Samuel. Going to poke it forward for Garzi, who's got 2 goals in his last 3 games. His first 2 goals as a Rhino, by the way. Played central. De Silva. Onto the near side now, Hayden. Now played back, Ribeiro. Early possession here. McFadden gets a touch on it. Mendoza. Ball driven forward there by Ambrose, looking for Lewis Neal, but deflected. Middle of the park, it's Ugarte. Gets it back from Turgu. These 2 players last week seem to have a nice little connection.
Yeah, it's Turgu and Ugarte, yeah. Pretty much, I think both of them is clicking. Also, I'm looking to see Forbes and Turgu kind of control that center midfield area and really make some passes to the forward guys this afternoon.
Turgu to Ugarte. Good ball into the box. The header! Just a little high, may have been touched by an Orlando defender. And now a corner kick coming up here in the 8th minute. Here's a look at the service from Ugarte, who is so dangerous getting down that flank.
Yes, he is. I mean, he just take a couple of touches on the ball. I mean, a small space, and he just send it right over to the far post, and just to get a scoring opportunity there.
Canardo Forbes, first one of the game. High delivery. Couple hops inside the 18, picked up by Ribeiro. We'll clear it out of play. Orlando in very good form. In their last 4 games, they're 2-0-2. If you go back to 8 games played, they're actually only have 1 blemish in their last 8. Looking to get into a comfortable playoff position. It's Orlando City B stepping in this year, forcing Louisville kind of to the side, I guess, as the affiliate of Orlando City from Major League Soccer, who did send a few shockwaves throughout the MLS on Wednesday. They parted ways with Adrian Heath, who had been with the team since they were the Austin Aztecs back in 2008. It's now Bobby Murphy and Anthony Pulis who will kind of guide the ship on an interim basis for Orlando City. So some changes down in Central Florida. We'll see how that works out for the MLS side.
See, Orlando's been very patient with the ball, spreading the ball from side to side, trying to get some opportunities to slot their forwards through.
There's James on the far side. Back to Forbes. Now Toch. High pressure from Orlando, forcing the Rhinos to go square. It's Dominic Samuel now pushing forward. Forbes seems to be real deep receiving the ball here in this first half. Very close to his defensive line. Turgu going up a little higher ahead of Canardo.
Yeah,
Forbes.
Yeah, I think Forbes is playing more of a defensive midfield. And
what a ball for Ryan James. Puts it in front and knocked away by the Orlando defense.
Oh, that was such a great ball coming from Forbes. He's slot those balls in those spaces for his teammates to run onto so beautifully.
It was Ryan James, the one who benefits from the beautiful service of Canardo Forbes. Now it's Turgu coming back to receive and play it out to Dominic Samuel, the Canadian. Played his college soccer at Southern New Hampshire University. Toch. Fall. Ugarte. Voleski. Doesn't connect there with Samuels, and Nitty will knock it out of play.
Yeah, that was a great look for Voleski. Was looking for Samuels, but just a little bit behind him. He didn't let him enough for him to get an opportunity to get that ball.
Garte to Fall. A low cross. Headed away, but it's all Rhino possession now in this Orlando half of the field. Forbes. Fall. A few bounces, does find the foot of Ugarte. Pressure from Mendoza. Mendoza, a fan favorite here in Rochester. Spent the 2014 and 15 seasons. 57 games played as a Rhino. Now back to where it all started with Orlando City. Made his home there from 2008 to 2013. And his pressure will win a throw-in for Hayden.
It's smart to get fit at Harrow East, located at 400 Andrews Street, with hundreds of free weights and exercise stations, indoor track and cardio floor, swimming pool and whirlpool, and
In the 13th minute and scoreless.
Plus, if you mention this ad, you'll receive a free
Forbes and the Rhinos looking to change that now. Good touch from James to Garzi. He'll keep it in play. Still pressure from the Rhinos, but it's Ambrose who comes away with it. Very short clearance picked up by Turgu. Ugarte. Low cross into the box. It's Lewis Neal to clear it away. Now played back to Samuel. Both teams getting their bits of possession. Right now it's in favor of the Rhinos. Throwing on the near side as the ball's at the Orlando bench. Anthony Pulis, the 31-year-old, has been up and off his feet the entire game. Former Orlando City player and the son of Welsh football manager Tony Pulis, who was the manager of Daryl's favorite team, West Bromwich Albion. True?
Not true.
No, Chelsea, right?
No, I'm actually a Liverpool guy.
Oh. All right, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. You see how I hesitated, right?
I thought Man United, but right, Liverpool. Still in the Reds, right?
Yes.
Good move from Hayden. Gets around Ugarte. Laid off by Cox. Nice tackle from Wall Fall, the German footballer who just came over from Austria this season. It's picked up by Ridgers, the Scottish keeper. Play it outside to Ambrose. Now Rocha. Neal. Back to Rocha. Now Nitty. Threads one to Mendoza, but he's triple teamed. Wins it back. McFadden, a little stutter step there. Almost gave us Sonny Samuels.
Yeah, I think he was between two minds. He thought the Sonny Samuel was going to go get it, and he was waiting to see and to react to what he did. But then he finally went and picked that ball up.
De Silva was taken down. 15th minute, free kick coming up. As we look at that last challenge in the middle of the park.
Yeah, he did got him. No, didn't play the balls, and that was a good goal from the ref.
Arthur Sabiga, man in the middle tonight. His fall will get it back to Grinwis. Oh, we have a little break here. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. 16th minute and scoreless, second meeting of the year. Rhinos, a very hard-fought battle and a good win against Cincinnati, who wasn't too far from going level in that one on Wednesday.
Yes, they weren't at all too far from going level to equalize it. Well, Rochester win. That was a big win, a great game played by the Rhinos in that game to get a win against a very good soccer team.
Samuels from a tough angle whistles one wide. And he'll come back on a goal kick for Orlando City. Sonny Samuels looking for his first goal of the season after the heroics in last year's championship game.
I mean, that was a great individual effort. I mean, he had a couple of guys in front of him take a nice subtle step to the side and take a great shot in that one.
Orlando on the far side, driving a ball forward, looking for Lewis Neal. In a foot race with Toch. Toch lets it raw to play as the 34-year-old Lewis Neal is re-signed on a 2-year deal with Orlando. Kind of increasing his role with the organization. Coaches in the academy. And also now playing with the Orlando City B side. Always a talented player. Spent some time with DC United in Major League Soccer. Sonny Samuels trying to work through the crowd, can't get away from the wall of purple. Mendoza tripped up behind the play, and the referee was going to let the advantage go, but he'll make the call instead. What do you think here, Daryl?
Yeah, I think it was a shoulder. He came in with a shoulder, but I think only one player came with a shoulder and he caught him. But I mean, there's a call like that is sometimes goes with the discretion of the referee. If I was a ref there, I would have said a no call, but he sees it as a foul, maybe from his angles.
Mendoza wins the free kick. It's Ribeiro along with Rocha setting up top of the 18. Orlando's 4 attacking players. We're in the 18th minute and scoreless on a gorgeous afternoon or early evening. I keep saying afternoon. Here's Rocha. Outside to Ambrose. That's Rocha. Ambrose.
So Orlando just had an opportunity from that free kick to put that ball into the box, and they decide to just play it and keep possession of the ball, which is, I guess they want to build their play to get forward instead of just hit it into the box to get a 50-50, 60-40 ball to go into the box.
You and I have talked about that so much. It's cute, the possession, it's fine and dandy, but you're, 30, 40 yards away from the 18. Put it in there. Take your chances.
I mean, I'm with you. I prefer to take my chances and get an opportunity to go to goal instead of, keep possession of the ball. And the Rhino is smart to get some turnovers and get a breakaway and score.
It's mind-boggling sometimes, but again, these coaches know better.
Right.
We're just here to talk about what we see. They had some good big targets up top at the 18 waiting for the service and never came.
All right.
They're out of shape. They're out of position.
Making its debut to the stadium is the Rhino's own concession stand, the Royal Rhino. Menu options changing game to game.
Forbes knocks it out of play.
Feature Bill Gray's Abbott's frozen custard, Nancy's fried dough,
Hayden.
Italian ice, Dippin' Dots, and
Back to
more.
McFadden. Now Nitty. Played with the Vancouver Whitecaps 2 last season, 18 games played. After being drafted 72nd overall by the Caps in last year's MLS draft. It's Mendoza. Immediately tucked away to Canardo Forbes. 20th minute. A chess match so far. Both teams trying to figure out where the opportunities will come from.
Yeah, they're still trying to feel the games out and see where they can exploit those weak spots in each team. And I think the Rhinos is doing a good job by they're going through Canado Forbes. He's coming back, checking back to the defense to give him the ball. And even in the midfield, I noticed there even the other midfielders are looking for him to give him the ball because they want the play to go through him.
Always dangerous, Forbes. Having another great season. 2 goals, 1 assist. But it's those setup plays that don't show up on the score sheet that Canardo Forbes always a part of. Here's Hayden. Neal. He goes down as there's contact from Forbes and Turgu. And I say that very lightly.
If we look at the play here, I mean he basically just went down there. I mean I don't see any foul on that one in particular.
Another foul called as play resumes on a short restart again by Orlando. Another quick one, but this time the referee will hold it up as Pierre da Silva is still down on the turf, slow to get up. Silva gets a look at from the official. He's 17 years old, promoted from Orlando's U18 Academy. Having a great season. 2 goals, 4 assists for the youngster.
I like to see those young guys get an opportunity to play in games like this, to prove and show what they have,
Mendoza, Hayden playing it short. Back to Ribeiro. Crossfield for Nitty. Ambrose back to Nitty. Orlando's kept some possession, but as far as penetration, not quite yet.
Yeah, they're possessing the ball and possess the ball in some part of the middle third of the field and in their defensive third of the field. But going forward to be a threat offensively against the Rhinos, they're really not possessing that and really not showing that at all. So I mean to be
Congratulations and enjoy the game to the Inzone family. Courtesy
right in here. I mean Valesco just basically pull him down on that foul that the referee just called just a minute ago.
Forbes back to fall, has to hustle as Mendoza's applying pressure. Rocha outside to Ambrose. As Darryl said, a lot of possession, middle of the park, taken away now by Samuels. Chance for the Rhinos to counter, but he's 1v4. Tough angle, tries to cut it inside. Nitty stands his ground, wins it for Orlando.
Yeah, he tried to do it on his own there, 1v4. I mean, I thought he would just take a shot in a situation like that. Actually take a shot on goal.
And this one will draw the yellow card for Orlando City in the 24th minute. It's Mendoza for his tackle on Turgu, and he probably figures, you know what, I've been getting hammered all game.
Yeah,
I'm going to send some back.
Yeah, but I think this one here is because he came up with the studs from the not only with the studs but from the studs from the back, and that's why the referee gave him a yellow card, which is rightfully so.
Well, there's been a lot of possession between the 18s. Now a restart for the Rhinos. And we'll see if a free kick can break this one open.
And let's see if the Rhinos put it on goal, if you find an opportunity to score, they just play it here.
Toch gets the touch, fires. Powerful shot right at the keeper.
Yeah, that's a great shot. I mean, that's how you're going to win games. You have to take shots and put it on the goal and see what happened. Test the goalkeeper. That was a great shot by Toch there.
Good distance, good power there, and for Ridgers, it's right at him. Long ball from Ambrose, and the flag is up for offside, as it's Da Silva in behind the Rhinos' defense. Make sure you keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL. USLsoccer.com. 26th minute, gorgeous day at Rhino Stadium and scoreless between the Rhinos and Orlando City B. There's Turgu to Forbes. Always looking for that diagonal ball into space. Wasn't there. Played it short to Dominic Samuel. Gets it back from Garzi. That one was out and then in. The throw coming up for Orlando, whose MLS side played to a scoreless draw against Houston on Friday as assistant coach Bobby Murphy led the team in their first game since Adrian Heath was released of his duties midweek. Turgu, a little poke to Samuels. Forbes. Ugarte. Turgu tried to thread one in there.
Yeah, he saw him, but just a little bit too soft. And look who's there, Forbes there to break it up.
And Turgu gets it back to go outside to James. He's got some time. Keeps it in play. Dominic Samuel to Sean Toch. 16th appearance of the season for Toch. Fall. Given away to Ambrose.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Fall was looking for to make that pass to, but yeah, that was a giveaway. But that's okay. I mean, if you're gonna give it away back into the defensive third of the opponent, not in your attacking third or your defensive third.
There's Orlando again, building out of the back, working it through the middle third. And I guess that's the old story with soccer. Those guys who can create and finish in the final third. That's why they're millionaires, because they're hard to find. Mendoza. And give credit to the Rhinos' defense, too. They forced that to stay in the middle third.
Absolutely.
Darryl is silent, doesn't like that call. Do you?
Yeah, I don't understand what the call was just now. I mean, yeah, I'm looking. I think if anything it was against Orlando.
Cox, yeah, he had a two-hand shove.
Two-hand shove against him. So not sure what the ref saw. I mean, I'm not sure if the linesman helped him out in that one, but.
Orlando, another free kick opportunity. They've got players in the box. They've opted to go short on a couple of these. We'll see what Da Silva does. Service to the top of the 18. Cleared, picked up by Ambrose. Pumps another one into the box. Nitty, a big target, but the flag is up for offside. 6'5", and that's the kind of guy you want in the box.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to put it in a box, you want that guy in the box, especially he's your central back, when you want him to be inside there when you're sending those balls in, because, I mean, he can get ahead on that ball as easily as any other big guys like himself.
29th minute, offside the call against Orlando City. It's Toch on the restart. Turgu. Fall. Back to Grinwis.
And you mentioned something earlier too. I mean, we got to give credit to the Rhinos defense. I mean, again, we were into the 28th minute of the game, and Atlanta don't even have a shot on goal. Rhinos have 3 shots already, and they did the same thing against Cincinnati also. I mean, so you have to really give credit to the Rhinos defense.
Bob Lilly's tremendous defensive team, allowing only 43 shots on goal this season. That's second best in the league. Sacramento, the only team that's done better. As usual, Bob Lilly clamping down, and they're starting to get that defensive presence as you push towards a playoff push, or work towards a playoff push. It's a lot of push, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
There's Dominic Samuel in the 30th minute. Daryl, if you can't laugh and have fun, where are you going?
Exactly. You have to have fun with it. You know, whatever you do.
End of the day, my friend, it's a game.
Yes, it is a game.
Good move by Mendoza, and Fall's going to go in the book here.
Yes, he may even get a yellow card on that one because he pulled the shoulders. But again, that's one. That one is in the middle of the field, and it's a professional foul. I call those a professional fouls. You know, you don't want a guy to get into your box, and you want to prevent him from going forward, and it's way out of your danger zone. So that's to me, it's a professional foul. I know he was going to get a card for that one also. The referee just give him a card.
31st minute, Wall Fall is in the book. Fourth yellow of the season for him.
A yellow card caution has been issued to the Rhinos.
Hayden will put this one back into play. Second yellow card of the game. Orlando's Mendoza got one. The 24th minute, Fall joins the party in minute number 31. Hayden. McFadden. Ambrose. Nothing doing on that flank as Samuel and James have it on lockdown. And a goal kick coming up here for Grinwis. You know, Orlando, Darrell, one of those great stories. There's so many great cities just popping up. Sacramento, Cincinnati, who want to follow the lead of Orlando to go from the USL to MLS and get those huge crowds. So Orlando really a record-breaking club.
Yes, there's these clubs that are popping up and getting these guys in. I mean, these are hotbeds for soccer. The population in those areas, they love the game of soccer. And when they have a team, they'll go out and support those teams and show their support for those teams.
Now, I'm going to go on a limb, and you're going to be surprised by this. I would go out and watch a guy like Kaká play. Believe it or not, I would.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. I definitely would go and watch a game like Kaká play. You know, I mean, you bring those kind of the caliber players like that. Even though sometimes we'll look, they're on their downswing, but they're still great players. They're still great players. I mean, a lot of times players like that, they may not have the physical as they used to do in 5-10 years before. But the mental part of the game now just kicks in for those guys. So you'll see those guys doing stuff like, oh, he can still do that?
Amazing. Phil Rollins, great job down in Orlando. Keep up the good work. Ball served into the box. Toch header straight up in the air. Nitty. And Samuels, good job doing that one. Intercepted now by Ugarte. Hayden, good job to step in and help out to win it. Rocha. Back to Mendoza. Good battle with Ugarte and Mendoza. Very similar players. Very good skill, but also a motor that just doesn't stop.
Yeah, both players are just going. I mean, I've been watching them. They've been going at it from the start of the game. But great players, great that neutralize each other as I see it there.
Johnny Mendoza, 1 goal, 1 assist on the season for Ugarte. He has got 2 assists for the Rhinos. That's a good matchup to keep our eye on this gorgeous Sunday evening. Into space for Cox. Grinwis quickly there. Has to be aware as they're looking for their leading goal scorer, Michael Cox, the Canadian.
And that was a great communication there. That's where you need your players to communicate with each other. I mean, Fall, know the ball was over him, and he have to really make some great stride to get to the ball. So he signaled as soon as the ball was over, he signaled to his keeper, to come get it. And Greenwich was there right away.
Fall gets it back to, fakes it to Grinwis. Samuels flicks it on. Volesky and Nitti get tangled up. And we'll come back on a throw-in for the Rhinos. Volesky holding his lower back.
Yeah, that's right. There's a little shoulder to shoulder there, and Volesky maybe get the brunt of it there and holding his shoulder, his back for a little bit there.
That's one thing the Rhinos don't want to see is another injury, as Joe Farrell's listed as a sub, but not available to start today. We'll get you the other subs momentarily for the Rhinos. Forbes plays it on the flank. Ugarte touches into the box. Deja vu here. Through the mix. The shot by Garzi. Still a loose ball at the 6. Shot blocked again. Forbes, corner of the 18. Poked away. Very similar to what we saw last week.
Very similar. I mean, Ugarte has the ball threaded through by Forbes. Threaded through two players, and Ugarte down the sideline, send it into the box. And just unfortunately, that ball didn't hit the back of the net.
You knew Canardo was going to play it. He was just waiting. Flag comes up for offside on Garzi, but he was just waiting for that little gap to open up. As soon as those Orlando defenders split, put it into space, and who was there?
Yeah, Ugarte. I mean, those guys. Just the eye contact, just knowing what each other's going to do in the moves. I mean, Forbes, beautiful, threading those, splitting those defenders. It's just beautiful when he does that.
Forbes getting better and better. The Jamaican also plays indoors at the Syracuse side in the MASL. The Silver Knights scores goals there and creates as well. Here is Forbes now. Nice touch onto the near side for Ugarte. To Volesky. Turgu. Forbes to Fall. Garzi to Samuel. Oh, what a move. Little spin move twice to get away from Neal. Canardo Forbes in the zone right now.
He is in the zone, and they're using him. And everywhere the ball is, he's just being there. He's just, being there for support. And the other teammates are just looking for him to give him the ball, because I think the coach tell him we have to use him this afternoon and let everything go through him. As early as we saw, he's actually coming back. Look like he's playing defense. He's not really playing defense. He's coming back to his defenders to receive the ball so he can move the ball forward to his offensive players.
Back in my playing days, years and years ago, that's the kind of guy I would love to play with. Because if you find space, he's going to get you the ball.
He's going to get you the ball. You'll love to play with these guys.
There he is again. Out to Dominic Samuel. Quick touch to Garzi. Looking for an option. James has to hustle, and it's Ambrose who gets there first. 38th minute, scoreless at Rhino Stadium. The Rhinos and Orlando City B. I'm Joe Giuliano, along with former Rochester Rhino Darryl Stewart. On the call today is Turgu. Picked up by Ugarte, back to Turgu. Hayden. Falls. Fakes one way, goes the other. Finds Samuel. Back to Toch.
I mean, and it's so obvious now with the way Forbes is playing. I mean, the players is not even looking to see where the ball has been placed. They're looking to see where Forbes, where he is, where he's running.
What a great ball. Forbes to Ugarte. Good cross. No one on the end of it. Forbes wins it back, top of the 18. We've talked about his distribution, but he's also got a rocket.
Yes, he do have a rocket shot, and just now he fought for that one, fought for that shot.
You know, you said last week about Turgu, We knew his technical side, but you're kind of like he's getting a little more physical too.
I think he's getting a little more physical, and I like that because that's another aspect of his game. I'm not sure if the coach calling him to get more physical, but it seems, just as you just demonstrated just now, he's getting a little bit more physical, and I think with his technical part of the game and his physical part of the game, he can be that complete player that the coach is looking for.
Sofiane Turgou, a 24-year-old Frenchman who joins the Rhinos after winning the MASL championship with the Baltimore Blast. Starting to find his home here with the Rhinos in the middle of the park along with Canardo Forbes. Here's Ugarte, just finds openings. Good ball to Valesky, the flag is up.
Yes, that was a great ball to Valesky, but yeah, just a little bit too quick in that.
You can see Mendoza and Hayden there in the conversation, and I think they're trying to figure out how does Ugarte get open all the time.
Exactly, because he's just moving and running between guys, and they're not really seeing it. I'm not sure if there's an assignment for one of them to really watch him, to prevent that runs.
He has been a handful in the first 41 minutes. And it's Tyler Turner, who's listed as a sub in a very in-depth conversation with Anthony Pulis. Could be a early substitution coming for Orlando City. Ribeiro, Rocha, up and over the head of Hayden. Orlando away from home, 3-2-0. Scored 24 goals this year, given up 26. Well, the Rhinos, 5-1-2 at home. 18 goals scored and 14 against. Turgou. Toch. Garzi, long ball forward. Ridgers has to be careful on that touch.
Yeah, it was nice. He saw him first before he touched that ball. So it came right out of the box to play that ball.
There's Ribeiro, the journeyman who's been with several different teams: Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Charlotte. Rocha, Ambrose, Lewis Neal. There's Neal, the former Stoke City player, gets it back from Hayden. Mendoza. Tight space. Nice work by the Rhinos. Canardo Forbes to Ryan James out of Bowling Green University. Dominic Samuel. 43rd minute, shots 4 for the Rhinos, 0 for Orlando City B. Samuels and Turgou left the ball there, and Ribeiro comes away with it. Rocha. Cox is onside. Corner of the 18, still Cox. Looking for help, lays it off Mendoza. One-time shot, fires it way off the mark, but an offensive spark there for Orlando. The first one of the game.
Actually the first one of the game that they actually got into the box and make a pass to get a shot on goal. I mean, it wasn't a great shot, but a shot nonetheless. Well, again, you've got to give credit to the Rhinos defense, and they're playing great defensively, preventing the first half of the game. First half is almost over, and they only have one shot on goal. Rhinos have 4 shots.
Nitty, a little shove on Valesky. Crowd didn't like it, as both players were looking for that ball near the corner flag. Turgou, and look who's wide open again, Ugarte. Really make him pay. The header just up and over the bar by Valesky. One of those is going to go with Ugarte coming in.
I think one of them definitely is going to go. I mean, Gade, he put those balls, curved those balls into the box so beautifully, and that one went right. Just Velasquez just couldn't bring it down the way he wanted to.
He has been making a living on this near side. As Hayden and Mendoza had a discussion earlier on how to close down that gap, and up to this point, no luck. There's Hayden, pressured by Ugarte. Good step from Wall Fall. Handball. Don't like the call, but Orlando will take it. Rocha to Ambrose. Knocked away by James. He's got Samuels on it now. Back up by Orlando. Ambrose. Ribeiro. It's behind Hayden, has to backtrack.
Fans, the indication is 1 minute. 1 minute of stoppage
We'll
time.
have 1 minute of stoppage time. So far scoreless in half number one. Nice little layoff there from De Silva. Rocha couldn't continue with possession. Picked up by Nitty.
The official dentist of
Nitty, the 24-year-old. Few touches forward, plays it to McFadden, the Irishman.
to schedule your appointment today.
Played with Norwich City. Came up through the development system there. And for Cox, Fall. Gets it to Turgu. And Artur Sabiga will bring half number one to a close. And Daryl, before we go to break, your thoughts?
I mean,
on the first half.
I think in the first half, I think it's Rhinos had the best of opportunity to score goals. And
Signal, and here we go. Valesky gets it back to Canardo Forbes. Goes outside to Ugarte. Now, you and I talked about Ugarte's effectiveness in that first half. And we'll see if Tyler Turner can put an end to those overlapping runs. He was so dangerous.
yes, he definitely was dangerous coming forward and making some runs and some cross into the box in some dangerous positions. And I'm also looking for the Rhinos to keep on doing what they're doing and go through Forbes and using him to be that playmaker to thread those balls to the forward, those guys in the forward positions.
Well, at least on paper, that's a good sub. Bringing Turner on for Hayden to try and isolate that situation, but Ugarte's there again.
Yes, he is, and he's
Now low cross, knocked away there by McFadden. Picked up by Turgu. Didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
no, I'm saying yeah, he's there again. I mean he worked that sideline. I mean doesn't matter who's going to be on him. I think he's trying to the coach make that substitution just to kind of neutralize him somewhat. But I believe just because the way you got to make those moves, make those runs, and timely runs also, it's going to be hard to neutralize him.
He has been effective. And you bring on a talented player like Turner, who should be up to the challenge. He's got MLS experience. Also the U.S. under-23 national pool. Is Neal. Plays it to Rocha. Leaves it for Ambrose. De Silva, the 17-year-old, marked by Dominic Samuel. Tripped up and definitely a foul there, but I'm not sure about the leap.
Yeah, I mean he kind of sold it too a little bit. I mean he definitely was a foul, but again he definitely sold it. I mean I know the league and different leagues are trying to crack down on guys like diving. He actually get fouled, but he don't no need to be diving like that also.
And he'll have the restart along with Mendoza. 2 in the wall for the Rhinos. Nitty, the big central defender, just camped out in the middle of the 18. Here's the service, swerving ball into the box. Turgu gets his head on it, and that set everybody off track as Grinwis and the entire defense coming to the right. That ball went left, or vice versa.
Yeah, I mean Grinwis was right there to pick that ball up, but that ball went off the heads of Turgu. I mean, And it was unbelievable that no one got a head or a touch on that ball.
Look at everybody shifting right, and then all of a sudden a quick little touch to the left and no one on the backside.
Yeah, I mean, that's where, again, you need that communication. I thought Grinwis was going to call for that. I mean, he should have called for that one. That one could even went into his back of his net, off of Turgou's head.
First corner kick of the game for Orlando. There's the delivery. Good ball into the mix. And Sonny Samuels wins the header, and then Ribeiro on the one-time offering. High and off the mark. It's Grinwis to get the goal kick back into play. 6 games tonight, including this one. Pittsburgh is at Bethlehem Steel, Toronto at Harrisburg, Sacramento at Orange County, Colorado Switchbacks at the Seattle Sounders, and Tulsa at Rio Grande. 6 games last night in the USL. We'll talk about those as well. New York Red Bulls 4-2 over FC Montreal. Brandon Allen had a hat trick as New York Red Bulls now unbeaten in 10 games. Played back to Toch. Charleston tying Louisville last night 1-1. Batteries equalizer coming in the 84th minute, and Cincinnati back to their winning ways 2-1 over St. Louis. Omar Cummings, former MLS player, with a goal and an assist in that one. As James and the Rhinos have possession deep in the Orlando half. Into the box for Garzi. Back to James. Crossed off the shin of Nitty.
Yeah, James was looking for Forbes running into the middle and into the box on that cross there.
Toch knocks it off of De Silva. Referee's assistant will make the correct call now, a throw in for the Rhinos.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he realized he made a mistake and he corrected right away. That's the great officiating right there.
Flicked forward for Samuels. Good tackle there from McFadden. Rocha to Mendoza. Outside to Turner. Looking for Cox. Cox comes away. Flag is up for the foul. The Orlando bench can't believe it. Cox was in on goal, but Fall, the player who got dumped, leading to the call.
Yeah, he's the linesman was right in the vicinity of that play, and he actually saw what happened, what took place. It looked like Fall got pushed in the back from the back with a forearm, and again Fall kind of he sold it.
Yeah, tough to tell from that angle if there was too much there.
Yeah.
Fall may have, like you said, sold it and won a call. This is played off of Rocha. No, let's say the Rhinos touched it last. Throwing for Orlando City. It's Ambrose to take it. Out of the University of Maryland, a 22-year-old. Spent 4 seasons with the FC Dallas Development Academy. Looking for some options on this throw-in. Heaves it into the box. Knocked away by Toch and Forbes. Off the head of Turgou. Turner steps in front of Turner. Steps in front of Ugarte, and Turgou comes away with it. Now Tyler Turner going back to defend Ugarte.
That's a great patience by Turgou. Yeah, to hold up everything and wait for his players to come and support him.
So we'll go out of play. Goal kick for Orlando. Get into the game through the USL's social media channels. Follow the USL on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for news, live game updates, and video highlights from across the league. 53rd minute. Orlando and Rochester are scoreless. De Silva. Little touch forward, looking for Cox. Cox into the 18. Puts it back across, and out of the air. Grinwis will pick it up as Ugarte is down on the turf. may have landed awkward inside the 18 when the trainer's being called over.
Yeah, I think he actually got maybe a hand to the face or something from the offensive player. I mean, he was
ball
coming
over to
from.
Cox.
Yeah. He looked like a hand, a forearm coming to the back into his face.
Couldn't tell from there with all the shadows.
Yes.
It was Cox and Ugarte who were the players battling for the ball. As Ugarte still down inside the Rhinos 18, and I guess the injury list slowly starting to grow, and maybe a little concern here for the Rhinos, who are missing Apostolopoulos in the back. Joe Farrell is available on a substitution basis. And now Ugarte still down inside his own 18.
Right. Not sure if it's the face.
Can we see it again?
You know, if you get an
Looks
elbow.
like it's his
it
left leg they're looking at,
Oh,
left
look at
ankle.
the leg or the ankles, right.
Let's
So
see
maybe
if
he
he
gets
lands
stepped in
awkward.
his ankle. If he landed awkwardly or got stepped on.
It's just,
Yes.
he comes up limp.
Limped, yeah.
And, you know, I don't want to say an Achilles injury, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's the ankles. I think either he just twisted it or he stepped on the player.
And they're calling for the ambulance to come out now.
Oh, he stepped in the player feet and twisted the ankle.
The trainee immediately calling for the stretcher to be brought onto the field. We are in the 55th minute, and the delay is Marcos Ugarte's injury as he was challenging Cox in the box, and I don't think there was any contact.
They don't look like they were any much of a contact, and again, it definitely looks like an ankle injury where either he just twisted it or he actually stepped on the opponent feet and twisted his ankles.
Ugarte tried to be helped off, and now he goes back down again, as you can see the medical vehicle now onto the field to tend to Marcos Ugarte, who's been so good tonight. And again, the way he came up, I've seen a lot of Achilles injuries that have looked very similar to that, where you're just running and all of a sudden you've got to go down because you're in a heap of pain.
Yes. I've seen a lot of those too. Sometimes, you know, Achilles, something you don't even get touched. Sometimes you're just running, you just goes down because either Achilles get pulled or slight tear in that, and Achilles is just as bad or even worse than an ankle sprain or an ankle injury.
Let's hope it's nothing like that for Marcos Ugarte, who's appeared now in 15 games this season and has just grown into a very solid choice on the left side of the field. As again, he's still being looked at by the medical staff here at Rhino Stadium. And while we have a break, don't forget the Rhinos will be home next Saturday, July the 16th, against FC Montreal, a team that is currently struggling with 2 wins on the season at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, but those are always the dangerous teams. As Ugarte now being pushed onto the cart, gets a round of applause. And it'll be Bradley Camden coming on for Marcos Ugarte, who cannot continue through the 57th minute. And if we do get an official update on the injury, we will definitely pass it along.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it's not something that needs surgery. I hope maybe if it's anything, it's just maybe a bad sprain, bad ankle sprain that he can recover from very quickly.
Well, we wish Marcos the best and a speedy recovery for the 23-year-old as he is being carted off the field now in the 57th minute. There's a quick little wave to the fans, and we'll get you an update as soon as we can. Can you have Phil on the field just ask the trainer to give us an update as they come by him? This one thrown back into play for Grinwis. It'll be a goal kick. As the Rhinos making their first substitution Again, as soon as we hear anything on Ugarte's condition, we'll pass it along to you. I know he's got family and friends who watch every game, so we'll definitely try to keep you updated. And again, let's keep our fingers crossed. Nothing too serious for Marcos.
Yes. And we have Camden is in for him, and I mean Camden is a very good player also on the left side. So don't think we're going to lose much, but I mean Gather, he was having such a great game on that side of the field.
Out of play, throwing for Orlando. So this one will have to regroup and they'll get started up again as the injury slowing things down just a little bit here is Mendoza and Orlando coming forward. Ambrose. Rocha. Off the foot of James. Throwing here for Ambrose. Nitty wide open. Plays it central. Outside Turner. Gets it back. Turner, corner of the 18. Stood up there by Toch, and the referee will make the call at the corner of the 18.
Yeah, that's definitely a foul. And this is a very dangerous area that Fall made that infraction there. Again, in a situation like this here, I know he's trying to stop the player, but you can't pull him back like that. He's already ahead of you. You got to be smart, especially around the 18-yard box like this. You got to be smart not to give the opponents opportunity to score.
It's De Silva. He's been the free kick taker for Orlando. Steps in, delivers. Good little poke there and a nice save from Grinwis. Has to be aware.
That's a great shot. And I mean, again, Orlando didn't do this in the first half by putting the ball into the box, putting the ball onto goal. Now they're doing it. So I guess right now they're in an emergency mode right now because I understand that they needed to score a goal.
Flag is up for offside on Cox. Bengals will get it back into play. There's Fall to Camden. Fall looking for Samuels. Headed away there, picked up by Rocha. Here's Nitty. Rocha on the near side for Ambrose. Good step by Dominic Samuel. Garzi. Taken away by De Silva. Lewis Neal. Rocha. Orlando. Some clever football here. Quick little touches. Nitty. All the way behind Turner. You just wonder what the impact is going to be of Ugarte, who was such a great option in the attack on the left side. Now that he's out,
yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to change their game plans a little bit more instead of using him and having Forbes go through and finding him with those passes that they're both making those combination with. I wonder if they're going to change it. Maybe change it a little bit more because maybe he can do some of the stuff that Camden can do on the left side or maybe try to use the right side now instead of left side. I'm not sure. We just got to wait and see what the game plan is now.
As soon as you know, let me know, please. Samuel to Forbes. Through the midfield, Forbes still with it. Touches to Valesky. May have wanted that one a little sooner. Gets the little shoulder pull on Mendoza. We'll be coming back on a restart in the 63rd minute for Orlando.
Yep. I mean, Valesky got to be careful. I mean, I see this maybe the second or third one that I've seen that him or some other player used to pull the player back. Referee's been given yellow cards for those, so they got to be careful. I mean, you might as well just stand him up instead of trying to pull him back.
Ridgers, the 25-year-old Scotsman, played 10 years in Scottish professional leagues, debuting at the age of 15 with Ross County. Gets this one down the near side. Samuel. Knocked away by Ambrose. And it's Forbes and the Rhinos with Turgu. There's Camden picking up where Ugarte left off with the overlapping run. Gets it from Turgu. One-time cross blocked by Turner.
It's a great run by Camden there. I mean, he came from right from the circle, the middle of the field, so to get out on the left side to receive that ball to try to put it back into the box. Great run.
A high cross into the 18. James kind of shanked that one off his foot.
Yeah, I know he want to get that one back. It's just to maybe if he can keep it down or put it on target, that probably would have been a dangerous shot.
64th minute. On the far side, Ridgers looking for Cox. Played to Neal, now Mendoza. Ribeiro. Da Silva. Cuts it outside, back into the box. The shot deflected and cleared away by Toch. As it was the veteran Lewis Neal just at the 6 with a good look.
Yeah, so great. That's a great ball by Da Silva. A little tricky move there to turn the Samuel around and get the ball into the box.
Ambrose. Or McFadden, check that, gets it back to Ridgers. Headed to Turgu. No updates yet on the injury to Marcos Ugarte. Still waiting for word from the field. Grinwis quickly rolls it out to Fall. Appeared to be a left ankle injury. At this stage, that's all we know regarding Ugarte. He was carted off in the 57th minute. James into the box. Turgu shot. Great block there by McFadden. May have saved a goal. May have saved a goal there for Orlando.
I think, that ball was right on target. That was a great shot by Turgu. Great ball into the box by James to begin with. And Turgu put it on target, but it was a great defensive play. And here it is again, a great shot, a great block. The defender just put his body. All he could do right there, just to put his body in the path of the ball.
Now let's remember that block by McFadden. It could be a key factor in this game. Back underway with the service downfield. It's Toch. Back to Grinwis. Turner. Now we'll have to deal with Camden, who's come on for Ugarte. Played away there from Asani Samuels. Nicky Ambrose. Neal wants that one back. Turgu. Nice two-step there. Getting around Mendoza. Forbes. Good backtracking by Da Silva. Now played back to Toch. Central. Turgu is dumped. The referee makes the call. Just inside the center circle.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a foul there. Turgot was definitely dumped. I mean, he's thinking his shoulder, but he just come and knocked him off the ball. I mean, that's definitely a foul.
Into the box for Volesky's shot. Wide of the post. Orlando not happy with the call. The Rhinos move on with the play. 2 changes coming up momentarily for the Rhinos. Ridgers. On to the far side, Cox manhandled there by Camden. Easy call for the official. Rhinos home again next Saturday, July 16th, FC Montreal in town. It's a team that Christian Volesky has had a lot of success against. Looking for more goals there as Lewis Neal getting into the 18 with Toch. Both go down, and now Toch is slow to get up. And Neal will have a word from the official. Toch holding his left ankle, it appears.
Yeah, I think that's a bad tackle. I mean, the ball was actually out of bounds when he was tackled. Not sure why the ref just give him a verbal warning, but I mean, I guess sometimes you just want to let the player know that that's not acceptable. But he could easily well get a card for that because the ball was actually out of bounds, out of play.
And injure another Rhino defender. Luckily, that's not the case. And Neal, not that kind of player.
Yes, he's not.
He's got a good bit of class. As play resumes, Nitty on the near side. Samuel. James can't keep it in play. Rhinos will bring on Michel Gilavoggi and Steven Dos Santos momentarily. It'll be interesting to see who the players are that come off the field. As Orlando's had a little more of the push here in this half. And the Rhinos, rightfully so with the Ugarte injury, trying to regroup. Forbes. Camden. Back to Fall. Dominic Samuel. Looking for James, and James wanted that one to go forward. Samuel, a 21-year-old Canadian who also played basketball, football, and track. Looking at that physique, he is a solid fullback.
Yes, he is. He's a solid. I mean, he have a build for football. I mean, to play that American football.
Yeah.
I don't want to say football because I'm thinking soccer.
No, American football.
It's
You're
the
right.
real football.
You got it. He's quite the athlete, as he is the player who's going to be coming off for Gilavoggi. And Dos Santos pointing over to Volesky, who comes off. Looks like Rochester may go to a 4-4-2. We'll see after the substitutions are made. So 72nd minute, Dos Santos on for Volesky. Gilavoggi on for Samuel. And these are the second and third substitutions for Bob Lilly's side. Gilavoggi's 4th appearance of the season. Dos Santos, his 12th. Sonny Samuels looking to spin at the 18, can't. Played back to Forbes, now Garzi, little pocket of space, middle of the field. James to Gilavoggi. Samuels in the box, and another big tackle from McFadden. Gets a little high five from Ridgers. He's making his job a lot easier.
Yes, McFadden is playing great. I mean, he looked like he's holding his, thought he was holding his hamstring there for a minute. but he's playing great. I mean, that was a nice touch by Samuels to control that ball, but the defender, he was right there.
Oh, good challenge from Garzi. Gilavogi back to Garzi. Into the box. Out of play. Second corner kick for the Rhinos. It'll come from the near side. Forbes over to take it. And before this corner kick, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Forbes. The header just up and over the bar. As it was Dos Santos and Toch connecting there at the 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's just both of them is going after that ball, and I think Dos Santos actually the one to get the head onto the ball, just a little bit over the top of the bar, very close.
74th minute and still scoreless at Rhino Stadium. Ridgers up to midfield. Rhinos throwing. Santos pokes it to Forbes. Outside for Camden. Back to Canardo Forbes. Shaking your head. It's a good ball.
What a ball.
Gilavogi. Turgu couldn't get his head on it. May have been deflected off Orlando, and it was.
I mean, what a great ball by Forbes. I mean, he looked up and he sees. All he needs to see is that small space, that small gap of opportunity to thread the ball there. And if he has it and you're there, he'll find you. Great ball.
Third corner kick. 75th minute, Canardo Forbes delivers. Into the mix. Good ball. Dos Santos. That was a great save if Ridgers indeed got a piece of that one.
I think he did get a piece. I think it's just basically looked like a reaction, and he looked like he just got a fist on the ball. Oh, I should say maybe the ball just connect to his to his hand instead of him connecting to the ball right at that last minute.
Not sure if it was a defender's back or Ridgers who made this save.
Yeah, it looked like he maybe came off of maybe not a defender, but one of the Rhino players right off of the Santos head.
Another good ball. Gilavogi streaking through. Can't put that on frame. Dos Santos coming on in the 72nd minute. And he's had two good opportunities in 3 minutes.
Yes, yeah, I mean, that's why I think the coach made that sub is to get some fresh leg and some fresh energy on the top to get more opportunities, scoring opportunities here.
Ridgers get this one into play. Orlando City against 6-6-4, 22 points, just 3 points behind the Rhinos. We're level with the Charlotte Independents at 25 points. Grinwis goes right down the middle of the field. Nitty gets his head on it. It's Fall. Rocha left it there for Canardo Forbes. Here's Forbes cutting to his left. Back to his right. Gilavogi delivers. Headed by Turner, who's come on and done a good job stabilizing that right side of defense. De Silva. Looking for Mendoza. Camden is there first. He's going to have to hustle, not give away a corner kick, and he'll make it a throw-in instead.
It's a great counter attack by Orlando, trying to push the envelope, so to speak, on the Rhinos, but good recovery by the defense on that possession.
Turner trotting over to take it. And the referee says, I haven't seen this very often where the player's forced to go forward with the throw, and I've seen him sent back,
back,
but
forward. I mean,
not
that's
forward.
I mean, that's that's his choice. I think at his discretion, he want to go back to try to he's putting himself in a disadvantage. You
just going to say there's no advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's Nitti in the 78th minute. Orlando winning the first matchup this season, 2-1 at the Titan Complex, the home of Orlando City B. Haji Berry, who's not here tonight, had both goals. Dos Santos had the only Rhinos goal. As Rocha sends it forward, a little too heavy on the touch there for Lewis Neal.
Yeah, he's just he's trying to just thread him. It was a good ball, but just a little bit too heavy on him. I mean, it's a bad touch on his part.
Grinwis will put this one down. Turgu. Turner comes away with it. Stood up there by Camden. Rhinos home on Saturday. Orlando will be at Charleston on Wednesday. As the Battery getting a nice result with league leaders Louisville City last night, 1-1. There's Cox. Still Cox, who has been around quite a bit for a 23-year-old. Spent the last 2 years in Portugal, Finland. Also some time in the NASL with Edmonton. Fall. And the Rhinos play the far side with Camden. Samuels. To Garzi. Turgu. Looking for Dos Santos, but Nitti reading the play and breaks it up. Ribeiro. Loose ball picked up by Gilavoggi. Streaking forward, Michel Gilavoggi. Puts it in the mix, and it's, again, Ambrose there to break it up.
Yeah, Gilavoggi was trying to find this. Samuel's going through the middle there.
Foul called, restart for Orlando. Here's a look at it.
Oh, looked like he caught him with the hand in the face, and that's probably why the referee called.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if your hands went up, I mean, a lot of times when players are playing, they use their hands to shield, but as soon as it goes into the face or to the head, that's definitely a call, easy call for the referee.
Ridgers to put this one back into play. 81st minute. Stoppage time will be rather interesting as Ugarte, who was injured in the 57th minute, was down, I'd say, at least a good 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, at least. So probably not sure how many times the referee's going to put on that for extra time.
He had a chance to call a women's game last night in the NWSL. 9 minutes of stoppage time in the first half due to an injury. So we'll see if that's the case here tonight. Forbes pressured by De Silva, knocked down, and coming out the other way for the Rhinos. We'll make a change here. They'll bring on Brendan Beresford, the 23-year-old, and a yellow card also for his efforts to Da Silva in the 82nd minute.
Yeah, I think they're going after it a little bit. Forbes is still talking to him. They were going a little chippy at each other, and De Silva kind of get the best of him there and get a yellow card for his efforts, I guess.
And Beresford will be coming on right now to replace Turgu. Fourth substitution of the game for the Rhinos in the 83rd minute. Turgu off. Beresford is on. One more available for Bob Lilly, should he need it. Orlando only one substitution made so far. Ambrose, he has been good.
Amber's been
Or McFadden, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, yeah, he's been a rock in the defense for Orlando.
Little discussion here. Is it a goal kick or a corner kick? And the referee and his assistant will easily make that decision. Coming out on a goal kick for the visitors. Ridgers. Oh, good stop there from Camden. Got away from 2 Orlando players. Gilavogi to Camden. Through the 6. Beresford puts it back across, but it's out of play.
That was such a great ball from Camden coming through. I believe all the Santos need to do is just throw a leg out there. Just throw a leg out there, see what connect. And if he have touched that ball, it'll probably be the back of the net right now.
Such a dangerous ball.
But maybe the flight of the ball was moving so fast, he probably didn't have an opportunity to even do that.
Ridgers down the far side. Gilavogi. Now Forbes. Turner has to hustle to knock that one out of play. Gilavogi will leave it for Camden. We're in the 85th minute. No score between Rochester and Orlando. Who now will make their second substitution in the 85th minute. Marius Obakop will be coming on, the 21-year-old from Cameroon. Left the New York Red Bulls organization to join Orlando here. It's going to replace Da Silva. And Obakop, 12th appearance of the season for him. Throwing for the Rhinos, Camden gets the signal to go ahead. Well, will there be some late game heroics? We shall see. Gilavogi back to Fall. Dos Santos flags up as he is offside.
Yeah, him and Samuel was actually in an offside position. Ball coming over, even though he moved right to the corner, he was the first one to touch the ball, and that's why the ref, the linesman actually raised his flag for an offside.
At this point, Orlando taking their time. I don't want to say they'd be content with a draw, but what are your thoughts on that?
You know, I think they probably wanted to win the game, but I'm thinking they can come out of here, a game on the road. If they can come out of here with a point, I think they would be satisfied. I mean, for the Rhinos, I definitely needs to win this at home. You need to pick up 3 points at home at all time, if at all possible. So Rhinos need to pick up these 3 points.
With any sort of points, they'll jump over Charlotte, who are level at 25 points. After tonight, both Rochester and Charlotte will have played 16 games. So the Rhinos at least at the minimum looking to get that 1 point lead over Charlotte. Move into 5th place. By themselves. There's Neal to Rocha. Grinwis through the traffic, calling off everybody and wins it. Nitty in the air wins it. Obakop. Ribeiro. Mendoza. Good ball onto the near side. Ambrose. Obakop. Nudged away there by Toch. And the Rhinos will make their 5th and final substitution in the 88th minute. Joe Farrell will come on to make his 15th appearance of the season. Looks like he's going to replace the captain, Mike Garzi. Farrell, a defender, but little asterisk there. He does have 4 goals on the season, so maybe he will bring some late game offensive firepower, or is this going to bring another one along the back line just to bolster the defense?
Yeah,
secure at least the point.
Yeah, I think that's what he's probably looking to do, to make sure to bring in a defensive player to make sure at least they come out of here with at least a point. I think he's probably going to be playing more in a midfield position, but he's probably going to be a more of a defensive midfielder.
There's Farrell applying pressure again, a little bit of a back injury. As he is going to get some time here tonight. Ambrose taking his time, eating away at the clock in the 89th minute. And Nitti will put this one out of play for a throw-in deep in the Rhinos' half of the field. Orlando pushing some bodies up to apply some pressure. Trying to keep Rochester pinned in their own half. Ribeiro gets it to McFadden. Forbes was undercut, no call. Yeah. Goodness has the ball, so no harm there. Toch. Time running out on both sides as that sun directly in the eyes of Ridgers. Could that be a factor late in the game?
It could be. I mean, right now both teams is playing with a definite sense of urgency. They're pushing the ball to the up front as fast as they can.
And Neal knew it automatically. He was offside. See Ridgers, the keeper for Orlando, as he looks downfield, always blocking the sun.
And again, he's in the sun, and I think this is where the Rhinos need to at least take some shots. I mean, take 25 or 25, 30-yard shots if you need to.
There's Cox one-on-one with Fall. Toch coming in to help out. Cox into the 18. Outnumbered, looking for help. Obakop couldn't get to it. Toch a little poke away. Rocha. Good tackle from Toch. Wins it to Canardo Forbes. Dos Santos over the top of the Orlando defense, and it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Throw in here for Beresford. And there's a look at Ridgers and that sun directly in his eyes, and you can see always kind of lifting up those hands to get a better view. There's a player down. It's Canardo Forbes, who's apparently cramping up on his left side, his left leg.
Yeah, I mean he's been working very hard during this game, and I believe he's just getting dehydrated here.
And the Rhinos have no more substitutions. All 5 have been made. Forbes will push through. 6 minutes of stoppage time.
So it's like who wants it now in this extra time of 6 minutes.
Shot is blocked by Nitti. Not blocked. Thought it was deflected. Not the case. So stoppage time goal kick for Ridgers.
Yeah, and again, right here, I mean, I'm saying take shots. I mean, look, as you can see, the keeper has his hands up he's actually sending the ball out to play, and he's put his hands up just so you can see because the sun is directly in his eyes.
Obakop over James for Cox. Cox into the 18, a heavy touch, able to keep it in play though. At the 6, no one there but the captain now, Canardo Forbes. Gilavoggi. Inside. Back outside. Samuels. Everybody else joining the mix. A little delayed here as it's late in the game. Forbes for Dos Santos. Heads it back. And cleared away by Obakop. Stumbles on the ball. Beresford. Samuels. Gilavoggi. Still Gilavoggi. Just trickles one in.
And he did everything right just now. I mean, 2 defenders coming fake the shots, move it, fake the shots, move it. But the final touch of the ball was not not one of his strongest.
Fall pushes to the near side. Ambrose. Obicott back to Nitty. Midway through stoppage time, 6 minutes called for. Just about the midway point right now. James. Beresford. Good switch there by Toch. Camden. Gilavoggi. Gilavoggi, low cross, deflected and knocked away by McFadden. Out of bounds off the Rhinos' wall fall. A couple more minutes here, and a push for either side could secure 3 points.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both sides are actually pushing. They're pushing the envelope. They're actually pushing the ball, pushing the ball fast into the attacking third of the field. It's like, again, the team that really wants it more, that I think is going to have it now.
Dos Santos. Blocked by McFadden and pounded away by Ribeiro. James. Beresford. The Rhinos are knocking on the door here. A high, deep service, and that is one that Ridgers will watch sail away.
Probably he wanted to get that one back. I'm not sure if he's trying to, because he looked and the keeper was way off his line, if he was trying to put it dump it to the over his head, or try to find his teammates into the box.
Well, be sure you keep up to date with the USL all season long, visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL. Toch. Flicked down by Dos Santos to Samuels. His pass intercepted. Played onto the near side. Ambrose. Beresford, good step there, wins it back. He's taken down. Rhinos can get a good little restart here and push some bodies forward. Look for Joe Farrell to be an option here.
Yeah, that was again. This is in a dangerous position. I mean, we can. It's a little bit far towards the midfield, but again, it's a dangerous play. It's a bad foul, I believe. I believe that something like that could have easily well get a card. But again, the Rhinos have an opportunity here to make something from this.
Into the mix. Dos Santos. Fall gets a shot away, but 2 Orlando players are down and a call made in the box. As we approach the 6th and final minute here of stoppage time, second meeting of the season. Orlando picked up the win earlier. I was looking to return the favor, but running out of time.
And a great serve into the box. A couple of bodies collided, and a shot, but not sure exactly where was the foul.
There's Ridgers, referee checking his watch. Another run down the far side looking for Gilavoggi. And he collides with Turner, who's down holding his face. Quick throw, and referee says, no, we'll slow down here. As anything with a head injury, you'll see officials nowadays immediately stop the play.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure. Again, this is on the far side of the field. Exactly if he's injured, where the injury came from. If he got a boot to the stomach, to the chest, or they just basically just collided over there. Yeah, as we can see it here, both players is going for the ball. Gilavoggi went up for the ball, but I think he pulled it back. And I'm not sure if he actually caught him on that one.
Turner is up and okay, but since the trainer came on, he's going to have to come off. So it'll be the Rhinos playing a man up. Into the box. Gilavoggi. Turner still on that far side. Normally they've got to return to the midfield on the near side. Right. And it doesn't matter because the referee will blow the whistle and bring this one to a close as Rochester and Orlando City B end up scoreless in their second meeting of the season. Rochester now 7, 4-5. Orlando 6, 6-5. As it was a tough one tonight. Possession, not a whole lot of opportunities for either side, but two very tough teams.
It's definitely two very tough team. I mean, Orlando seems to have the possession of the ball, but again, their possession was more in their middle third of the field and at the defensive third of the field. But the Rhinos was moving the ball back and forth. The Rhinos created most of the scoring opportunities, and for Orlando, it's for them that they're happy to come away with a point, at least to on the road to come away with a point. Again, for the Rhinos, I think the Rhinos needed to win this game at home. You have to win your games at home, and at least they didn't lose it. But a great game overall for both teams.
And they do take Rochester. They do take sole possession of 5th place, 1 point ahead of the Charlotte Independents. Daryl, you're off for a week. We'll hook up again on Saturday, July the 16th, 7:05, as FC Montreal come to town. Great job as usual.
Well, thank you very much.
Daryl Stewart, our color commentator, and for our entire production crew here at Rhino Stadium, I'm Joe Giuliano saying so long as Rochester and Orlando end up scoreless. You've been watching Rhino Soccer on the USL Broadcast Network.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League. This